In our previous videos we already discussed the main hero and the villain in Cars, but there is also a third character in the cartoon who, although he is our rival in the races, is genuinely kind and a good hero. Today we will talk about King, the champion who was an example for both our hero Lightning McQueen and Chick. Let's do a full analysis of the Racer King, but first I want to remind you to like the video and leave comments. Your engagement helps the channel. But I won't distract you, let's begin. King is a legendary racer who was unbeatable in various racing championships for many years, including the Piston Cup where he became a 7-time champion. His main sponsor was Dinoco until he retired in 2005. King has huge experience and respect in the racing world. Unlike his rivals, he always races with a tactical approach. He doesn't try to cheat his competitors like Chick does, or try to overtake everyone like Lightning. King understands that the decisive moments of the race are in the final laps, so he strategically plans his pace. King knows how to conserve his energy and resources to be most effective in the final stages when his rivals are tired. This approach allows him to quickly catch up to his competitors and take first place when it really matters. Let's talk about King's career and his path to becoming a champion. In his youth he didn't yet have a sponsor like Dinoco and his victories weren't as impressive. He was winning simpler races, but even then he enjoyed the real competition among the racers. Back then all the racers aimed to become honest champions, avoiding crashes and unsportsmanlike tactics, although of course there were some unpleasant incidents like with Dick Hudson. King was always helped by his wife, who believed in him as a winner, supporting him throughout his career. And King himself also treated racing with the same respect. He didn't try to cut off competitors or portray them negatively like Lightning McQueen and Chick Hicks did. King aimed to prove himself as an honest and worthy racer. In one of the races in California, when Lightning, Chick and King finished at the same time, Chick, wanting to win, cut off King and knocked him off the track, causing King to flip over into the grass. Seeing this, McQueen remembered the story of Dick Hudson, who faced a similar situation and lost his championship title. He decided to help King, understanding that it could become his downfall. McQueen decided not to allow this outcome, realizing that King's defeat would be a catastrophe for all of Dinoco and deprive the racing world of their respected multiple champion. He dragged King to the finish so he could complete the race with dignity and preserve his fame and honor. Thus, thanks to Lightning McQueen, King was able to retain his championship title and remain an example for all racers, inspiring the new generation to start their careers in motorsports. King's real story. King's crash seems to recreate a real 1988 crash, except that it wasn't caused by a collision with another driver like in the cartoon. The drivers couldn't control the car in a turn and the resulting skid caused racer number 43, namely Richard Petty, the famous American racer and 7-time NASCAR champion who was popular among fans as the King, driving a car that became a symbol with the number 43, to crash and roll over. But because he rolled to the edge of the track, many racers went around him. However, there is another crash that also resembles the moment from the cartoon. In 1976 at the Daytona 500 race between two leaders, Richard Petty and David Pearson, a fierce battle ensued. Literally 100 meters before the finish line Pearson skidded and Petty hit the wall. But the first was able to reach the finish line, Richard unfortunately could not. Only in 1992 did Petty end his career, but his legacy is continued by his sons and grandsons. Even today Richard Petty owns one of the cars in the NASCAR Cup Series. As for King's car, it became a real prototype for one of Richard Petty's cars, the Plymouth Roadrunner Superbird. This car became legendary for Petty, and in fact the entire design of the real King was replicated, just slightly altering the design. The car became truly very fast for racing. The wings were taken from the Dodge Coronet, and the front nose turned out more successful. It solved the problem of overheating at low speeds. The exterior design was exactly the same as King's from Cars, and the character himself was voiced by Richard Petty. Therefore King is not just a character but also a real-life champion named King. Also as an homage to Champion King, in different countries he was voiced by various racers, not just voice actors. In the Danish version King was voiced by 9-time Le Mans 24-hour winner Tom Kristensen, in the Finnish version by 2-time Formula 1 world champion Mika Häkkinen. In the German version he was voiced by 4-time Formula 1 champion Niki Lauda. The creators managed to portray King as a real champion and showed him as a genuinely good guy who had been a professional racer all his life. Thanks to McQueen he managed to reach the finish line, and all the characters saw this act as very noble. King is a good character who managed to become a 7-time racing champion. He respected his competitors and even advised McQueen to be more restrained. He showed himself as a real professional in the field, and despite the crash, King remained respected by all and the main sponsor of Dinoco as he was. McQueen helped him for a reason. That incident with Doc's crash showed him that relationships between racers are more important than cups. Thanks to this, McQueen and King remained friends, and even though Chick won the Piston Cup, the audience started seeing our heroes in a better light. If you liked the video, don't forget to like and leave comments, subscribe to the channel, and bye for now.